Hello and welcome to Side by Side Living. I thought I would share with you a day in my life where I don't have any work today. And so I tried to get everything done that will kind of set me up for success for the next couple of weeks. Um, if you are not caught up, I originally, I have been a stay-at-home mom 18 years of my adult married life. And this past year, 2024, was the first time that I entered the workforce. And so I'm doing it while still homeschooling, kind of figuring all of that out. I started out with night shifts, but as with all good things, they have to come to an end at some point, and the clients no longer needed me anymore. Not the workers, not the company, the people we work for, the people who we go into their homes, they no longer needed anybody there at night, which did not leave me with any night people to work for. I go in homes and I help take care of people that need a little extra help, and this kind of helps them stay out of it's not hospice, like a nursing home or things like that, so they can stay in their own homes. Anyway, so I've been working days, and that has been kind of sporadic too. You just never know what you're going to get. So right now I just have one client, and financially it's a little bit harder, but for my family and me it's been pretty great. So but there definitely is some things that I still try to do every single day and just keep that routine and habit going, so that if the days get busy or whatever, I can have systems set up. So I just dropped my daughter off at work. Last night she took her segment 2 class again, because Michigan did not allow the transfer of all of the education she had in Indiana. So I had to do it all over again. So now she can get her license, and that'll be so helpful, but it also means that we're looking for a car for her, because if my husband's at work and I'm at work and she needs to be at work, we have a car issue right there. So we're working on that. So that's something I'm going to be doing today, is just kind of, she's been working and saving money, and the point was for her to buy the car all by herself. However, if anybody has noticed car prices today, while we're not looking for the top of the line vehicle, we do want a reliable vehicle. I'm not about buying a beater car for the first car, because then you're spending a whole lot of money kind of maintaining it. Whereas if you just went a little bit more expensive, you wouldn't have to constantly replace all the stuff that the beater cars need. So she's probably going to take a loan out from us and then use half of her paycheck each week to pay us back. And so if we can find a good car for her that's between $4,000 and $5,000, that's our goal. So I'll be doing that today. I've been doing something really helpful for our family, and that is I loved the idea of making one meal and then eating it for the whole week, from the financial standpoint and from just the ease standpoint. Excuse me. However, I knew that would not fly by my family at all. So I compromised. What I've been doing is I basically make one meal, and that lasts us 2 nights. So I make 3 meals, and then either Saturday night is kind of our what is sounds good to anybody. So on Sunday night I make for Sunday night and Monday night, because I work Monday. Tuesday night, which is today, I will make a new meal for tonight and tomorrow night, which is Wednesday. And I work Wednesday, I work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so on and so forth. I got some ground beef on sale at Kroger, and we wanted to do kind of our chili cook-off this past weekend, this past Saturday. However, I was able to pick up a shift because another worker needed to call out. So I was able to pick up that shift for Monday night or Saturday night and Sunday night. Now, if you notice, I said Saturday night and Sunday night. One of the meals I made last week was meatloaf, and I just made 2 loaves, and that has lasted us for about 4 meals so far, and everybody is done with it. Meatloaf isn't a favorite to begin with, and it is definitely, they are done with it. So I might slice that up and put it in the freezer, and then I can just take some to work every now and then. But anyway, all that ground beef, we did not do our chili cook-off. We were going to have a family chili cook-off. And then I could use the chili for like on top of potatoes, on top of Fritos. So we called them pepper bellies growing up. There's just different things you could do with chili. And because we have all this cotton flowing around right now, our noses are stuffy, and I just thought, you know what, chili sounds like it would cleanse all that's going on up here. But that didn't get done because I worked. So we'll do chili night another night where we're going to have a chili cook-off, and everybody's just going to make their own little pot. And I haven't decided if it's going to be my husband that's the judge, because he does like to cook, or my oldest son, who doesn't like to cook, but I kind of want him to learn how to cook, so kind of flip-flopping on that one. But I'm going to take all that ground beef and we're going to use it for lasagna, because that's another thing that my family really loves, and I was able to get some gluten-free lasagna noodles the other day at Kroger. And this thing said $2.49, and I got home and I looked at my receipt and it was $4.49, so it did not take off the $2 that it was supposed to. But I would have used the gas to go get my $4 back, and I wasn't going to do that. So, anyway, all that to say, now we're going to get started on this kitchen. It got cleaned last night. It was my son's day, so he's pretty good, but I need to start breakfast. So we're going to grab that pan, there we go. See, I am pointing to that cabinet right there, but in the camera I am pointing to the pan. That's weird. Gonna make some sausage, then we'll add some eggs to it. Everybody likes it. Any leftovers can be made into breakfast burritos that the kids can have tomorrow. So after 8 minutes of blabbering on, let's get going here. Also, I had a friend that came to visit, and she gave me a coffee gift card, and it just so happens it's on the way home from my daughter's work. So I have some more coffee from the Exquisite Corpse Coffee House that's in my area.
Wait, Mom,
pretty
you
good.
don't work today?
I don't have work today. It is Tuesday. I only work Monday, Wednesday, Friday right now. Well, here's breakfast. This is a huge pan. And this is what I'm going to serve the family, and whatever's left will be made into burritos. Well, now I'm going to get started on making banana bread. I probably will get one loaf in and then get a second loaf going. I have somebody that I will be exchanging a bunch of egg cartons and a loaf of banana bread for a dozen and a half of eggs, I believe. So that's going to be fantastic. And yeah, I'm just going to keep moving on to the next thing. It is almost noon. I have one kid that's finished with, no, I have two kids finished with math. Third one worked, and all three are now working on grammar. The fourth kid, I should make sure what he's doing. I don't really know. I think he was cleaning his room. He's the oldest one. He knows what he's got to do to get done. So anyway, we're just going to kind of roll around. My camera's been funny today. So the screen where I can kind of see what's going on went black, which means it's not working, which means I don't know what you are seeing right now. But anyway, we're going to roll with it, making banana bread, and moving on to the next thing. Okay, so I have the bread ready to go in the oven. My recipe makes one 9x5 and a little silicone one. And why I like to do this bread is because it really works well with the gluten-free flour. It still makes a good moist banana bread, and not too dry, but not too moist, because some of them end up too moist. The other reason I like to do it is I can always then use my home canned applesauce in it, because it calls for applesauce. Or if, you know, I want to save this for us eating, then I can use some of the food pantry applesauce. But yeah, this is going to cook for an hour, and then this will be done, and then this usually needs to cook another 20-ish minutes at least. So I will probably use this recipe. I've kind of adapted a recipe. Yay! I've kind of adapted a recipe to work better for our family. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create that as our printable for the month of June in the Facebook page that I try to keep on top of but haven't been doing lately. I still have a couple more batches of bananas that I need to take care of, so I'll probably do another batch of banana bread and then probably dice some of these up and put them in the freezer so we can use those for smoothies. So let's get this in the oven. She's doing laundry. Okay, so here we are. We are 40 minutes into when I put the bread in the oven. We've got second batch ready here, and then I realized, oh yeah, I need to get the rest of the meatloaf out of that other pan. So working on that, but of course when you give a mom a task, she's going to find a million other ones to do as she tries to get to that task. So I made my son a cup of coffee, and if I make my son a cup of coffee, I'm going to make me one. I got the rest of the eggs and sausage ready for breakfast burritos. The kids can have that tomorrow. I work tomorrow morning, so that'll be good for them to just grab and go. We'll work on some lunch later. There is still 20 minutes left on the bread. I'm going to try to get some of this done because I need to clean this out. But I also need to get the meatloaf into bags, into the freezer. So yeah. Okay, let's do that first. If we're going to be washing dishes, let's get all the dishes ready to wash. So next up is the meatloaf. Okay, this is all that is left. This is the meatloaf. I used the Pioneer Woman meatloaf recipe. I just did a double batch, so it made 2. And it gave us 3 meals plus this, and plus a lunch, I think just for me. I don't think my husband has taken one, but I took one. And it usually has bacon on top, but bacon is the first thing where it goes. You know, when you make a meatloaf, you just eat the bacon off the top and not the meatloaf. Meatloaf. Family isn't meatloaf isn't a favorite in this house, is what I'm trying to say. Last time I made meatloaf was years ago, so they can handle it every few years. This one is the Pioneer Woman one, and my husband, who is the pickiest of all of them with meatloaf, said he liked it. My eldest daughter is not going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. She can figure out something else then. But I don't mind it. It's you're definitely gonna want to cook it longer than what it said. I used it has breadcrumbs in it, and I just used the sourdough bread, but I used the heel, and I think that might have made it a little too much bread. I think I would cut that a little bit next time if I am to make this next time. But yeah, so I'll put this away. So that should give me 1, 2, 3-ish meals or lunches for the next time. You flying your plane?
Yeah.
Alright, well the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to change my sheets. Try to do that on the first weekend of every month. Missed it this last week because I was working. So we're going to get started on that and do what we can in here because it's a hot mess. recording. I did. Alright, now I've got the bed made. However, my boys want to work out at the Y. And then I'm going to loop around, pick up my daughter, grab the boys from the Y, and then head home. So it'll be about an hour before I'm back. I just put in the next batch of banana bread into the oven, and it needs about an hour. So that should bring me in a full loop to get back here. Okay, it is 3:30, so it's an hour and a half later. But the breads are done. The breads are done. I have a small garden. I showed you a little clip of it. And what I didn't show you is I have 2 more pots that I'm kind of pushing the boundaries of and kind of creating like an entrance to the kind of highlighting how you can walk out to the shed, kind of making it. Okay, I might be pushing some boundaries. We just know that. We'll just leave it there. But it has some basil in it, and we're going to use the basil tonight for the lasagnas I'm making. So again, it's 3:30. It's time to kind of switch gears and get the lasagna going. The oven's been going on all day. Yesterday was cooler. Today's a little bit warmer. I wish I had the time to do this yesterday. I just did not. Oh, that was the other thing I did. I am working with each of the children one-on-one to basically get the bathroom daily wipe down the way I want it to. And I have it set up. It's very simple. Monday's my eldest daughter's. Tuesday is my second eldest. Wednesday is my third, so on and so forth. But each day I'm walking them through and I'm like, okay, this is what's not getting done and this is what needs to get done. And I'm walking there with you. I'm showing you. You have no reason whatsoever to say you don't know how to do this. Now, I have to do this every now and then. Remind them of these things. They know how to do it. We're just getting back on and reminding them. So anyway, showed them how to do the bathroom. We kind of did a wipe down of the bathroom. Laundry is getting switched, and now we're switching gears. I'm going to go pick some basil, and then I'm going to start browning the ground beef for the lasagna. I use a very basic, simple recipe. Sometimes I even use the back of the lasagna noodle box and just do that recipe because I'm simple. I do not do ricotta cheese. It's much cheaper if I just do the cottage cheese. And we have a bunch of cheese to shred. So I have 2 children watching Harry Potter. There's that can of beans just opened. And they can shred cheese while they're doing that. Not a problem. So that's what we're going to get doing. I'm not going to have the camera on in there because the TV is right next to the kitchen. And then it picks up things and then I get flagged for copyright content. So that's what we're going to work on next. Alright, I wanted to share you what we're going to do today. So that's the ground beef for the lasagna. Those are my pans prepped, but if you notice, there is some chicken there. And what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to get this chicken in the oven because then I can use those pans for the lasagna. The chicken will make it an easy cleanup, but I can't cook the lasagna and then the chicken. I mean, that's just not going to work out. So the reason I'm cooking this chicken is I'm thinking ahead, and I'm like, if this oven is on, I'm just going to cook this chicken. We can use it for salads, we can use it for pasta, we can do a number of things with it. So let me get the chicken cooking while I do all the lasagna prep. And so that's what I'm going to do. That's a very basic chicken recipe. All I did was poke it with a fork like you see here, and then I poured some lemon juice over it to kind of it's something my mother-in-law did, and it supposedly helps it make it a little bit more tender. So then I added some Lowry seasoning. I added a lot. You're gonna see that I basically put this side down in the pan and then I salted again on the other side because it needs a lot of salt is what it amounts to. So anyway, we're going to get this into the oven, and again, I already kind of explained what I'm going to be using it for. And then I'm going to add a little water to kind of add a little bit to the bottom of this pan, and it made a lot of chicken broth. Oh, that's right, I didn't add water. I added a little bit of chicken bouillon to the bottom of the pan, and then I just kind of let that cook in the oven. and it made, I think, like a 2-cup mason jar of chicken broth in the end. And now let's get started on this lasagna.
I thought that was broken.
Hmm? Yeah, I don't think it's, cause it's just, look, it's still a black screen. It just quit working. It doesn't, it just shows a black screen now. Okay, it is 7:40. Already my work schedule has changed a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm going to go update my schedule on the whiteboard. I was thinking about showing you like our whiteboard, and it's basically the brain of our household. So anybody that has work schedules that are inconsistent, they need to go on that whiteboard. So me, my daughter, and my son typically have it, and then my husband, like if he has any church things that he needs to do, anything like that, again, inconsistencies, got to go on the whiteboard so I can keep track of everything. But I don't want to share everybody else's schedule. So, needless to say, I got a call from my supervisor, and she said, "Hey, I have another client for you. Do you want it?" And I'm like, yes, I do. Because this will really help our family out, because 12 hours a week is not enough to meet all of the bills. So it was really nice to have, I guess, 2 weeks by the end of this Friday. 2 weeks like that with 1 weekend in there. But it will definitely help to have a little bit more consistent work, for sure. So it looks like next week is going to be that way, and I don't know what happens after that. Sorry, this is a weird angle, but my arm hurts. I'm tired. So I'm going to go do that, and then I will probably, I probably will lay down for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to get up, and then I am trying to walk about 2 miles every day, which takes about an hour. And I typically will do that with a kid, and that's just kind of like our quiet time. If they have anything they want to talk about, it kind of opens up. Like right now I have 2 kids that want to buy a car, and so they're kind of talking about different things and financial things. If they have any, like my eldest daughter is going to do dual enrollment, which means she'll be in college part-time and homeschooled part-time, but that way, if she wants to continue college after high school, she has some credits kind of earned towards that. So that's another thing that's kind of going on, and sometimes she likes to talk about it. My second eldest has a girlfriend, and so sometimes we talk about that. And life is pretty crazy. Definitely having to adjust to being a mom of teens, and I know that's easier than being a mom of adults and learning to keep your mouth shut, because I still have a saying here. But you kind of go from, you know, giving advice and hearing a little bit and giving more advice to now I keep quiet and I wait for them to ask for advice. And so it's a shift in life. All right, that's what we're gonna do. What you hear in the background is the air compressor, so I'm not bringing this into the other room. Not only do I not want you to see the whiteboard, you don't need to hear that in real time, because that's across the house and that's how loud it is. All right, we'll see what other footage I get for tonight, but this may be it. Thank you for hanging out with me today. We have the 2 lasagnas done, and that was for tonight and tomorrow, and I have about 1/3 of a lasagna left, so we can save that for a lunch. My husband doesn't work Thursday or Friday, but I work a Friday, so that might be a lunch maybe when I'm at work. And then I got those chicken cooked up, so I cut one up. My son ate about half of a chicken chest, and then the other one I cut up for my husband for salad, so he'll need a salad tomorrow. And then I just have some left over if anybody needs it, workout and whatnot. And then I will use, you're fine. And then I will use the other 3 chicken chests I'm thinking, since I have company coming this weekend on a Saturday, I have a meal planned for them. And I believe I work this Sunday after church. I have an evening shift, so I will probably use that chicken, the rest of the chicken. They can cook some pasta and they can have the chicken and pasta, and it may even work until Monday. So I should be good until a week from today. I will have one more meal that I will cook on Thursday. That'll give us Thursday and Friday. Well, maybe I should do the chicken for then. Actually, the chicken might be for Thursday and Friday, now that I think about it. And I'll come up with something on Sunday. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Okay, so I have all the food I have all the food prepped for the rest of the week, so that's fantastic. We'll see, because now that I'm thinking about this again, see, this is how my brain works. Now that I'm thinking about this again, I'm like, yeah, but I work this weekend, and I don't work at all Thursday, so it might be better if I just have, where I just make a meal for Thursday and Friday, and then save that one for Sunday and Monday. We'll see what ends up happening. Alright, thank you for watching today's video. We'll see how I end here, but I'll just close it out now. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave in the comments down below, if you had to eat a meal for a few days in a row, what would you do? I'm curious to hear the responses, and I'll see you in the next one.